Tanya, you don't mind if I print up this question and see how people handle it. I'm during the diligence and the buyer asked the seller his bank statement and he doesn't want to share. Before we have a meeting, she told me, Diane, if the seller does not give me, I will cancel. I did not answer her yet. After the meeting, I will. But how do you think, Tanya?
Well, I mean, bank statements are kind of a normal part of due diligence. It should be the business bank statements, not their
Yeah, that's
personal
true.
bank statements. But if the seller's not going to provide, I mean, how is anybody supposed to do due diligence if the seller won't provide any documents?
He said that he already give away the income tax, profit and loss, the EDD report, everything, the POS system. What else does she want to know? Everything there.
I
Yeah.
think it's a roadmap. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Tanya.
No, go ahead, John.
I was going to say it's really the roadmap for the buyer, right? So it's they're risking all that capital coming into the business. I think if they want to verify, deposits that are actually happening,
Yes.
they want to match it up, right, with the
Yes.
P&Ls. I think from that perspective, I would, tell the seller, look, this is his roadmap. This is hers or his roadmap to confirming that the income that's coming in is what you're stating is correct. And I think it goes a long way to provide that.
But he
Yeah.
said he responded to that statement by saying, she already know that my business doesn't make a profit. We show a loss. Why she bother to know it? I don't want to share with them. And she know that the business is not profit on the paper. She know it. The buyer.
So the business is not profitable. So what's the asking price? Or what is the purchase price that the buyer has agreed to pay?
295.
Yeah. So, I mean, just from a buyer standpoint, why would any buyer pay close to $300,000 to lose money?
Oh, because of the location, the lease, and the equipment, the goodwill, yeah.
Well, I mean, the goodwill usually is considered your earnings. So if your earnings are negative, there's not a whole lot of goodwill. But one thing I can tell you, Diane, is that John's right. It's a roadmap because bank statements alone don't give you a full picture. And POS, POS printouts and all that don't give you a full picture. Because I can tell you that I worked with years ago, I was selling a Mercedes auto repair. And the guy was giving us all these bank statements that showed all these deposits. But what he really was doing is he had 3 accounts. He was just moving money. He was taking money out of one and depositing in the next, and then taking that, depositing in the next. So he had all these deposits in these accounts, and he was trying to say that this is all income when it really wasn't. When you analyze those bank statements, he was just moving money in a circle. Now, same thing with there was another place, it was in a mall, small retail, and they had POS systems, and they were telling me that because their lease included, they had a certain base rent, but they also had percentage rent. So they would just run things through, they had multiple POS systems. So they would just run certain things through a POS. But if they were getting too close to their percentage rent, they would just start using the other POS system. And then when it came time to sell, I mean, think about it this way. If you have 2 POS systems, you can run whatever you want through one or the other in order to create the reports that you're looking for, right? Yeah. So when John's talking about a roadmap and the seller's telling you, well, the buyer already knows, the buyer's looking for consistency and discrepancies, right? And so you need more than one document, even though the tax returns show a loss. If you can then see the bank statements and they're showing a similar loss, and you can then see, POS, and you've got revenue, right? I mean, you're looking for deposits, you're looking for revenue. they're, from my perspective, looking at it, it's like the buyer wants to know exactly how much of a loss that the business is encountering there. And wanting to quantify and make sure that, oh, if the seller's showing a $20,000 loss, the seller's not actually pumping in $120,000 in order to keep the thing afloat. So yeah, I mean, I would go back to the seller and just say, look, you need to provide what the buyer is asking for. That's what due diligence is for. So just provide the documents.
Thank you so much for your advice, Tanya. I appreciate that. Tanya,